All right, welcome to the 25 season for the middle school. We're running the Southwest Michigan Middle School GS series. This is race one at Canonsburg. Um, I want to start off by thanking all of our sponsors. And without them, the ski team really would not function. We've been really lucky. Before I took the ski team over in 2015, 2016 season, we had a nice, healthy bank account. Over the years, we've kind of changed our strategy for fundraising, and right now the ski team is sitting really, really in a good position. Um, and like I say, we've got people here at the middle school that make things happen for our middle school kids because we fundraised enough money this year to cover the NASTAR season passes, the lift tickets at all of these races for the skiers and the coaches. Season passes so our coaches don't have to pay to coach. So we do that for them. They're giving their time to help our kids become better skiers and better racers. That's what we have. Now, our first racer here, I know that this one is Elsie Decker. I blew it up and took a look. The rest of the way through, things got mixed up somehow, at least on the first run, and I really couldn't tell you most of who anybody is. What we're going to do, though, is in the first runs, I'm just going to kind of talk a little bit about some things that are the same about ski racing here at the middle school level and some things that are different. Now, the person that seems to be coming down through the course is not in the race. This is at Canonsburg. It is not closed. It's the course is like open, public can ski around it, and that little kid skied right down through the middle of it. That happens quite a bit at other places. We're really fortunate at Crystal Mountain. Where the NASTAR courses, they shut it down. So we're the only people on there are racers, which is way safer for our kids. And then when the high school's racing, we're on Buck, and they pretty much make it known that you stay away from the course, and they'll actually take away people's lift tickets if they're endangering the racers and so on. And when we're training, if you watch the high school train at Crystal, we put up some orange signs, and that stops most people. There's still a few people that they'll ski right through the course, and then they'll say, "Oh, I didn't see it here," and it's like, come on, dude. All right. So what you're seeing right here in front of us are two coaches. They're coming through slip in the course. So you'll see this occasionally at middle school, high school races. Not very often at NASTAR. What they're doing is pushing loose snow out of the way so our kids have a better race surface. Now, here's the thing that most people don't realize. When we're ski racing, we are pushing away all that loose, soft snow that everybody likes to ski on. And we're skiing on the hard packed, we call it Michigan hard pack race surface. Some people call it ice, depending where you're at. We're lucky at Crystal. Usually it's a hard pack powder. The ski edges can grip into it really well. It holds up and it's fast. Sometimes, if you have warm weather, that will actually be a layer of ice. Now, I believe that this skier that we're seeing on course right now is Marin Dentler. I think that's who it is, but I could be wrong. I didn't stop and take a look and whatever. But like I say, that's when you see them slip in the course, and when you see the people inspecting pushing snow out of the way. That's what they're doing because that hard packed surface is way more um, stable and predictable for the skiers. Our skier coming right here, I believe this is Ellie Riddell, um, and she's a first year racing with us, and she's really been doing well. She actually took third overall at the meet, which is pretty cool for her first like middle school race. Now she has done NASTAR before, and if you've been watching the NASTAR time, she's pretty fast. So we're excited to have her out here with us. She's doing an awesome job, as everybody is. If you watch the kids from the first week till now, um, I had some of like Braden Smith, for those you guys know, is our one of our middle school coaches, and he was at the race standing at the bottom because he is a student at Grand Valley. He skied for us last year at the varsity, and he wanted to give back and help the team this year. And he was saying, "Coach, I cannot believe how much improvement I've seen out of these kids." I mean, that's kind of what all the coaches say. I'm not sure who the skier is. I think it's Max Norland, but I could be wrong. Somewhere there's not Emily Hilton. And I don't know if I missed that. There's some glitch in the camera. I don't know. If I miss anybody in the first run, I'm sure we'll get your second or third runs, whatever. And we'll get them throughout the season. But you can see this skier's coming through fast. We had zero DQs at this race, which was pretty nice. Last year, we had a few kids kind of ski the order wrong or mess up in the through gate, and we did an awesome job on this race. Um, on through gate, if you can't really see it too well here, but there's a section. Usually, you're going blue to red on the gates or whatever colors they're using, and then there'll be a spot in the course where you see two of the same color. And anytime you see two of the same color, like right here at the finish, you have to go between them. So when we set up a GS course, usually if you set two of the same gates, it's used to move the skiers past an obstacle or make an extended a turn to change the corridor they're racing in. Now, I'm pretty sure that this racer's Drew Potgetter. He ended up taking, I believe he took second in the race, out of all skiers. And Drew's been racing outside of our program. He currently races with the Crystal Community Club. Um, and in the past, he's raced with the team at Bittersweet. And if anybody's really liking this and is looking for opportunities to do some additional training besides what we do, or do that and then just join into us, like kind of what he does when he has it works with the schedule. We can help make that happen. The more time on snow, the more opportunities skiers get, the better they're going to be. This skier right here is going fast. I can't tell who it is right now. I'll try later. A couple other things that are a little different on the middle school races than the high school race. If you notice, all the Caledonia kids are running together. The way we do flights for the middle school race, and we started this a long time ago because we were running it on a very simple timing system, the one that we own, and Grand Rapids Christian has one too. I think so does the Catholic schools, but we have a Brower ID time system, which is very simple, and it made it very difficult to do certain things with it. So we ran all of one team together, then all of another team together, and it made it easier to figure scores out. We kind of liked it when we ran it that way for middle schools because it allowed us to get our kids all lined up and together, and coaching to be all lined up and together, and it really works well for them. And when you get to high school, we run a little different system. So there are, at a normal high school race, there'll be 6 flights. Each team has a skier in a flight. And the order for the flight is set up for the first run, and then flight one, like for second run, flight one would still be go first, but the kids in that would be reversed. And then that's how that works for high school races. Our conference, which I really like, um, has 8 flights in the varsity part of the race. We still score the top 4 skiers, just like we're doing today. And that's just how the scoring works. You take slalom, your best 4 kids in slalom, you add up their scores. So if you go um, 2, 7, 10, 11, you would add that up. That's your score for slalom. And then you'd look at giant slalom, and it could be 4 different kids, but they have to be the kids who raced in your varsity flights, and you would add them up. And by the way, if you ever hear of a perfect score, that's a team that goes 1, 2, 3, 4. And it doesn't happen very often. It happens very rarely, actually. So, but it's kind of cool. So as the kids are finishing, their first flights here, um, we did pretty well at this first meet. The boys took second, the girls took second. Typically, they add those scores together, and we just do one winner. Caledonia won, or this case, Grand Rapids Christian won. They would add the girls score and the boys score together to see. So it's really important we have everybody here who can. And like I say, we did have a couple people missing. One person was sick, and one person's on a vacation, and that happens. And like I say, that's why it's a team sport. If somebody has a bad run or a bad day or is gone, somebody's there to pick up their score for them, which is kind of nice. As we look at some other differences between middle school and high school, our training schedule is very similar. We train on Sundays, just like the middle school's been. If you've been watching, the high school, once they allow us to set courses, usually we train giant slalom in the morning, we train slalom in the afternoon. Kids learn how to haul some gates, how to set up that B net, and all that kind of stuff. And then we're racing for the high schools on Wednesday afternoons, and We have a charter bus for the high schoolers on Wednesdays that haul them up. They get out of school, they miss really one, not even a full class, but like they miss most of their last class of the day, which we wish we didn't have to do that, but just to get up there on time for the race, that's what we have to do. So they miss about one class a week for a conference race. And then the kids were racing varsity, so I'll say it's usually the top 8 kids. We'll also do invitationals. Invitationals vary. We have 2 of them at Crystal Mountain. So we had the Brian Gronevelt Memorial Race, which used to be the Benzie Invitational. I believe it was on January 24th this year. Um, I wasn't able to attend because my mother-in-law had passed away, but my assistant coaches did a great job running that race. And then we also run the Cal Invite there. We also race at Cabernet for an invitational, the Cadillac Invitational. And then we also race the Grayling Hoot Nanny Slalom at the Otsego Club. And then we also race at Shush Mountain in the Clare Invitational. So as you can see, they're slipping the course. We're getting ready for second runs. Off on the left, you can see slalom because Grand Rapids Christian has a course set up. So it looks like a snowboarder cutting through there, but they have single poles, no flags. That's just how they do that. So we're going to kind of go through. Hopefully, we can get all the the order and get everybody right this time. We had one rerun in the first one, and I think that threw me off. So our first racer, I believe it should be Marin still, but I will see who it is, um, and we'll let you guys watch. By the way, if you do have any questions about you know um, dates, times, all of that stuff for the season for next year, let us know. We usually have a meeting sometime towards the end of October. It'll be in both the Craft Communicator or whatever they're calling it now and the Duncan Lake newsletter, both. I'm looking at next year having a table at parent teacher conferences so I can just talk to parents who are coming through, or at least one of the nights. I don't know if I can do all the nights for that, but there we go. There was our first run, and I believe that was Elise. Again, another great run. I believe she scored in the top 10 for the meet for the girls, which was really awesome. Now, I think this is Marin, and then I believe the next skier is Emily. Emily Hilton's next, I believe. So that looks like Marin. Our next skier should be Emily Hilton. And once we get going, they do a pretty good job of keeping everything running smooth. And Emily's making some nice turns. Um, it looks like somebody in a speed suit. The legs usually look like skinnier in the speed suit because they don't have the puffy pants. By the way, speed suits do help your time a little bit. You still have to ski it well, but they are something that's pretty cool. And this looks like Emily Hilton coming into the end. Good job, Emily. Our next racer should be Ellie, and here we got Ellie's come the first time through. She took a little different line through the through gate. This run was substantially faster, and you can see that she's really turning well. It's kind of hard sometimes. They set some big turns down here in the bottom, and she come through with a fast time. I'd say it was a 32 something. So if I remember correctly, that's all my girls. The boys order, I'm still not sure what it is. I thought it was supposed to be John Pritchard first, then Harrison, then Drew, then Graham, then Jace, then Neil, then Max, then Miles, then Jet, then Jack. But I might be wrong. So this could be John Pritchard. It might not be, and I haven't blown up the video to take a look yet. But he come through pushing hard at the end, and I'm going to stop the video and then make sure I'm right. All right, in order to get this video out so the kids can see it, because I've been having some tech issues with stuff at my house and my internet, I'm just going to kind of stop my part. If you hear noise, the kids are tuning skis. I'm at school right now on good internet. Um, we ended up second place with the boys, second place with the girls. Drew Potketter took second overall. Ellie took third overall for the girls. We had a lot of great scores. I was kind of really impressed, by the way, with our sixth graders. You guys really did well because, like, you're racing against seventh and eighth graders, and we had guys in the top 10 in the sixth grade. So enjoy the rest of this video. Hopefully, we'll see most of you, or a lot of you at least, at the Caledonia Invitational in the NASTAR race. And then our next race at Canonsburg is the 25th of February, which is a Tuesday. So watch Blast. If you want to see all the details and the stats from the middle school race, they are on Blast on the events page. So thanks for tuning in and watching. We got a ways to go in this video. You're going to see some great skiing.